Okay guys, let's talk. I fear as though we are entering a book slump. I say this because a lot of the books that I've been trying to read recently, I just have not had any sort of motivation to read at all. Even books that I feel like if I were just in my normal reading era that I would breeze through and absolutely love, but I'm just struggling to get through and just not really wanting to read. So today's video, we are going to try and get out of said book slump because I have a lot of really fun books that I want to read before the end of the year, as well as I'm about to go back on my holiday break, so I will have more time to read, so I don't want to be in a book slump going into one of my few and last breaks before I go and start working full-time. So I will talk about one of the reasons that I do believe I am in a book slump is because I just finished If We Were Villains by Emma Rio last night, and I truly believe if I were not in this book slumpish mood that this would have been a complete 5-star read for me. I absolutely loved the storyline, loved the writing style, loved the plot, but I just could not bring myself to read it. Every time I picked the book up, I was enjoying it, but I just could not get myself to read for extended periods of time and just want to actually read. And yeah, so I ended up giving this one 4.5 stars. I think maybe it'll be a 5-star if I get out of this little reading slump, because like I said, I really believe that this could have been a 5-star and that I would have flown through it if I was in my normal reading state of mind. So I am going to do whatever I can to try and get out of this slump, and I think the first thing we're going to try is just by reading a cheesy little romance. I have found that even the cheesiest little college romances really can help me get back into a reading mood. I normally fly through like silly romances like very easily, and they're not too difficult to understand. They don't take too much brain power to read, so I feel like that is a perfect way to try and get out of this book slump. The first book that we are going to try and read is The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. It is the second book in the Off-Campus series, and yeah, I plan on like slowly working through this series and putting these books 4 times like these when I just need a refresh, just a silly little romance to cleanse my palate. So I am going to start out with that one today. We are going to see how quickly I can read it. I believe it's a little over 230 pages, so it should be a pretty quick read for me. I am a pretty fast reader when I'm in a good reading state of mind, so hopefully this will kind of help spark up my interest back in reading. And then I have a lot of good books on my TBR cart that I think I can pick up, and hopefully it will kind of get me pushed back in the reading mood, because like I said, I'm about to go on holiday break and I really just want to be in the reading mood. So I will take you guys along with, provide you all of the updates, and let's try to get out of this book slump together. Back with my first official update on The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. I have been flying through this book. I started it yesterday and I'm already on page 139, which is 48% the way through. I'm really liking it. This is exactly what I was needing, because sometimes I just want to read a silly, cute, cheesy romance and not have to think and just get to enjoy myself while I'm reading. So this was perfect. This was exactly what I needed. So I'm excited to read this, finish it hopefully, and then I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. I think I might try to pick up Sky Shade, which is the 3rd book in the Lightlark series that just got released this past week, and I absolutely love that series. So I feel like maybe trying to read a series that I love will help bring me back into my reading mood, because my plan is I think I'm going to try to read 3 books for this video, because breaking a reading slump, like one book, okay, like this book could break my reading slump, but I feel like it's more representative if you read multiple books and if you like keep that reading energy up, not just like with a singular book. I don't know if that makes sense. It's early in the morning. I'm in my Christmas PJs, made myself a cute little coffee this morning, and yeah, that is my plan. I hopefully will probably finish this book today. It's only like 260 pages or something like that, so it is pretty short, and I flew through half of it yesterday. That's on top of going to the A&M football game, which took up like a large chunk of my day. So I definitely think today I'll be able to finish this, and then I'll keep you updated on what I want to read next, because like I said, I don't quite know yet, so we will see. Okay, that is it for now. Okay, I am back for a pretty large little update. So I did finish The Mistake by Elle Kennedy, and it was really perfect for what I was wanting. It's just a cheesy, lighthearted romance. And yeah, it did what it was supposed to do. I think I'm just gonna give it 4 stars. I mean, it's not a literary masterpiece, so it only gets 4 stars, but I did really enjoy it. And in retrospect to like what was going on in my life at the time, like I got really busy towards the end of reading because I had exams coming up, so I wasn't able to read it as quickly, but I was hooked the whole time, did want to pick it up and read it. So that one did do good, and I gave that one 4 stars. And then I tried picking up Sky Shade by Alex Astor. This is the 3rd book in the Light Lark series, and I got about 10 pages in, and I really realized I did not remember a single thing that was going on. So I need to go back and like look up synopsises, summaries, and figure out what's going on, because you get just thrown right back into where like the last book left off, and I did not remember anything that was going on. So I ended up putting this one back down because yeah, I didn't remember what was going on, and I was too lazy to go back and try to figure out what was going on. Yeah, I didn't have the motivation to do that. So instead, I picked up One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I picked this up yesterday. I'm on page 82 currently. I'm listening to the audiobook as well as reading the physical book, and so far I'm really liking it. The world building has been really great. I love the magic system that they're starting to talk about and developing. It's super interesting, and I'm enjoying it so far. Hopefully we keep that up, and if I like this one, maybe I'll move on to reading the second book, Two Twisted Crowns, because I do have that one as well, because I've heard the second book is even better than the first one. So maybe we'll do that. I'm super excited. I have a good feeling. I have a little bit less going on right now. I just took 2 exams this past week. Then we have Thanksgiving break coming up, so I'll be able to read a lot more in the coming days. So I'm excited. I will keep you updated, my thoughts, my feelings. But I have a good feeling about where we're at in the reading slump. We shall see. Once I come back from Thanksgiving break, we're gonna hop into finals, and life is gonna be a little crazy, so we'll see. I will keep you updated on the reading slump. Yeah, that's it for now. Okay, bye. I am back with a reading update. So I officially finished One Dark Window. I finished this in 2 days. I have not binged a book like that in quite a long time. I absolutely fell in love with this story. It had me hooked. I rated it 5 stars. I really loved it. Some of my favorite parts of this book was just the atmosphere and the setting that is created. It's such an eerie and spooky, magic-filled world that I really, really enjoyed. I would highly recommend reading this in like the fall and winter time because I think it's the perfect fall and winter read. I also just really enjoyed that while there was some touches of romance in there, it really just wasn't heavily put into the book, and the main focus is on the storyline and the magic system and the stuff going on, which I really enjoy. I do love fantasy romance, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's nice for it to just be a tiny subplot in it and it not to take over parts of the story. Also, for these books, I think it might just be Rachel Gillig's writing or how she wrote these books. I really enjoy the pacing of them. I feel like we don't dwell in the same place for too long. I feel like in fantasy, sometimes we can just get stuck in the same place. It'll be a long time before something happens, whereas these, we just kind of keep moving on to the next thing. It never feels like we're dwelling in the same place. The story keeps moving, and I really, really enjoy that. I think that helps me binge them. because it's just things are constantly happening. We're not just sitting around for a while. So I've really enjoyed the pacing. I think that helped me binge this book. I did split the audiobook and physical reading for One Dark Window, but then last night I did begin Two Twisted Crowns after I finished One Dark Window, which is the second book in the series. We pick up right where we left off from the first book in the second book, so I'm really glad that I already had the second book so that I could literally put this one down and pick this one up. But the second book in general, I started listening to the audiobook and then I ran out of audiobook hours last night on Spotify, which was really sad. My hours don't reset for another 4 days. So it looks like we will be probably just physically reading this book, which is just fine. But I've been doing a lot of like crafts and stuff, making Christmas gifts and stuff. So I've been liking to listen to the audiobook while I do that, which sucks that I won't be able to do that. But I still really enjoy reading this physically. Specifically about the second book, something I enjoy is that we get more characters' point of views in this book. In the first one, we just have a singular point of view, and then this one you actually get some of the other characters' point of views, which I have really enjoyed, getting a little bit more in depth into some of these characters, and it's just been a great time. I'm loving it so far. Like I said, I gave this one 5 stars. This one I'm having a 5-star feeling. We shall see how it ends, how it keeps going. I'm only 129 pages in, so I still have a little ways to go. This one is a little bit longer. It's like 430 pages. So I do have a pretty long ways to go still, but I'm really excited. I am so glad that these have gotten me hooked. I was a little nervous starting a fantasy duology while in the midst of a reading slump. I felt like I might have been setting myself up for failure because sometimes fantasies can just be really hard to get into. However, these just hooked me, and I'm so glad that I did pick these up. A lot of people love these books, and a lot of people did recommend them because of their pacing and that just the atmosphere that they create, and I'm so glad I listened and did pick them up because, dare I say, I feel like I'm getting pulled out of my reading slump, which is kind of crazy. So I'm really excited. I will obviously keep you updated. So we might be nearing the end of this video. We shall see. But I am loving these books so far, and I'm just really, really happy. So I will keep you guys updated and hopefully see you in the next update. Bye! Officially finished Two Twisted Crowns. I just finished it, and I absolutely love this duology, the Shepherd's King duology. I gave both of the books 5 stars. I was hooked. I read this series in like 4.5, 5 days, and that has not happened in a long time, and both of these books are a little bit more on the longer side, but I absolutely fell in love with them. I felt like the pacing and just the world building was so amazing, and like even though this was only a duology, I felt like we didn't do too much where it just felt like we were trying to cram things in, but it was enough where I stayed hooked and wanting to know more about the story, and just, I enjoyed it so much. I loved the writing. I would highly recommend this duology to anyone that is interested and is putting it off. I highly recommend reading it in the fall and winter time. I mentioned that before because it's so atmospheric, and I absolutely loved it. Like I said, I gave both of them 5 stars, and I flew through reading them. And it feels so good because that has not happened with a book in a long time, and I'm so glad that I finally read these and that these were finally able to pull me out of my slump. So I think I can officially say that I'm out of my slump. I'm so excited. Yeah, I just love reading, and it sucks when it's just not clicking like it normally does because it's one of my favorite pastimes. So I'm really, really excited that I was able to really get into this duology, and then it really did break me out of my slump. So that does kind of bring an end to this video, but I thought I'd give an update. I know the next book that I'm going to start, I kind of already started it last night because I forgot Two Twisted Crowns when I went somewhere, so I started this one instead. That is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So this will be my next read. This is also a very famous book. I'm super excited to read it. So yeah, that is my next task, and I will keep you guys updated. I have a very fun set of videos. I'm doing Vlogmas, so I will be a very busy bee the next few weeks because I will be doing Vlogmas. So starting in like 2 days, you'll see a video every single day from me, and I'm so excited. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!